Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Careers. You're joined by me, Mitch, from the Explore Careers team. And today we're lucky enough to be joined by Dempsey and by Ammaelah from KFC. Thanks for jumping on, Dempsey.
All good, mate. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for jumping on, Ammaelah. Looking forward to chatting to you both today.
Thank you.
So, first question, and I might start with you, Ammaelah. Why did you decide to get a job at KFC? Was it something you did or thinking about at school, or was it you just wanted to earn some money on the side while you were studying? How did that all come about?
So I think when I turned 14, a lot of people were getting jobs and it was kind of like a job that I knew I wanted to get. KFC is such a fast-paced and learning environment that I wanted to be a part of that environment where you were always constantly learning. And KFC is really flexible, so it worked around with my school, sporting and family initiatives that I had going on. So it was definitely a job that I really wanted to get into.
Awesome. And what about you, Dempsey? Were you the same or slightly different? What was your story?
Slightly different. I had this opportunity through school. We had this organization come in and we were invited to go to America for this massive trip. And at that point I wasn't working. I was 14, 15. And my mate who was doing that trip with me, he got a job at KFC because he lived nice and close. And I thought, well, I need a job as well. So I may as well just go for it. Go with him. It'd be good to work with a friend. KFC, I love the food. So it just sort of appealed to me.
No, makes sense. We all love a zinger box. Oh, I know I do, that's for sure. So we'll stick with you, Dempsey. What attracted you to do a traineeship with KFC? Because I know that I didn't before I started my role here. I didn't even know that was an option that KFC offered traineeships. Normally when you think of KFC, you purely think of working at, I guess, the restaurant level. So what attracted you to that and how did that all come about?
Well, it was sort of like a special invite that not everyone got. And it sort of just happened out of the blue. Told my mum about it and we had a look at what we actually get from it. We thought that the skills, the ATAR points, so I can actually drop a subject or just put it on top of school. It's like taking me through all the way through year 12 and the skills I get from it are going to transfer after school. And the actual certificate 3 in retail is really handy for other jobs as well. So I figured it'd be a perfect opportunity to lower some schoolwork, get awesome qualifications, and get some good skills.
Yeah, awesome. No, definitely sounds like a great opportunity. And what about you, Ammaelah? What attracted you to the traineeship with KFC?
I got this opportunity asked by my manager and I saw it as a really good opportunity to get into because you're doing the same work at KFC. You're doing it exactly at KFC, but you're just getting a qualification at the same time. So you're doing the exact same work, but you're getting a qualification under your belt that is nationally recognized and can be used on your resume, which is really handy. And it's just perfect for any other job. And I just wanted to do it because you're gaining skills that you're already learning. You're just getting a deeper understanding of front of house and back of house as well.
Yeah, right. And as I said before, it sounds like a really great opportunity and something I definitely wasn't aware of when I was back at school. But it does also, or it could sound a little bit overwhelming to some people while they're, at secondary school, studying, you've got sport on the weekends, and then also trying to do a traineeship at the same time while you're working and all the rest of it. How do you manage to fit all of that in, Dempsey? What's it like for you?
Well, it's really not that much of an issue for me. Being in year 12 now, we're getting these ATAR points from this whole certificate has allowed me to do 4 subjects at school. So the flexibility between study periods, starting early, finishing late at school and even starting late sometimes, so I could have like a 2-period day, makes it really easy. And the shifts I work at KFC already, just 2 times a week, I'm able to do my traineeship hours within those normal shifts. So there's no extra work. It's just all within my normal hours and I get to do everything the same. And I still get a social life on the weekend. Nothing's interrupted. It's good.
Perfect. Well, that's good to hear. And Ammaelah, are you the same? Do you find that it's not as overwhelming as it may seem on the surface?
Yeah, so when I did my traineeship, I had a really good connection with my trainer. So when I was finding times to schedule in my session, she was really helpful to say, oh, well, what about this time? And she was kind of working against my schedule. So I wasn't too busy, but with school and other like sporting initiatives, I really wanted to balance it while also getting the qualification. So it was pretty manageable, just kind of understanding to take things into consideration and putting it into a perspective that it can be done, and just to really have good time management when doing it.
Yeah, okay. And I'll stick with you for the next question, Ammaelah. What have you learned so far? No doubt there's a lot, quite obviously, but what are some of your biggest takeaways you think during your time with KFC and during the traineeship especially?
So I really think in a retail area, a retail experience, that you're learning a lot about customer service, how to engage with them in a professional and friendly manner, but also dealing with it when situations can get a little bit tricky. So just being really flexible and adapting to the customer. Also just about like health and safety procedures. So making sure that you're, packing a meal to the best of standard, but also following to make sure it's like to the right temperature. Also just a lot about teamwork. KFC is really pride themselves on communication and teamwork within the team. So just learning a lot about confidence and being a leader in the store was something I thought was really beneficial from the course.
Yeah, right. Amazing. What about you, Dempsey? What are some of your biggest takeaways? I guess similar question to Ammaelah, that you've learned and been able to grow and develop during your time with KFC?
Well, very similar answer to mine, but definitely just the people skills, the ability to communicate with lots of different people. They all get your confidence goes up. It allows you to just really understand people and get a good feel for them. And then there's the problem solving when you're working. It gets your skills up, like you're just constantly solving little problems, organizing your team members. I don't know, it's good.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like a great opportunity, and KFC do a lot in regards to helping you through and helping train you, not only professionally, but also personally as well, which I think is really cool. Now, I know there's probably this is an open-ended answer, and I'll go to you first, Dempsey. Probably a lot of options, but what's the best part of working for KFC, do you think? I know a lot of people would immediately think, well, I get to have zinger burgers and chicken all day. Is it as simple as that? What's the best part of working at KFC?
Well, I mean, the food is awesome, but definitely one of my favorite things is just all the people that work there. You got super friendly managers. Whatever KFC you're working at, you have people that live in your sort of general area, so you get to meet new people, stories from other schools, you sort of find out all these cool things. It's a really good environment for socializing as well as working, which I think is probably one of my favorite things, getting to meet new people, new friends. It's good. I love having all the schools sort of interconnected within it.
Yeah, awesome. No, it sounds great. And what about you, Ammaelah? Same question to you. Favorite part about working at KFC so far?
Yeah, pretty much the same. There's such a diverse range of people from different ages and communities. So having a different connection with people that you may not interact with is really cool. And also just kind of having that connection with the customer. I know I work a lot sometimes, so seeing the same customer every week and just having that deeper connection than another customer is really cool, because I get excited seeing them and they get excited seeing me. So it's just a really nice place to work at. And everyone I've spoken to who works at KFC says how they've met so many friends and they last like forever. They're long-lasting friendships, and I just think it's a really good environment to work in.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's great to hear. And I'll go to you, Dempsey, do you have a typical day, or is each day different? Because I think that's important to a lot of people, especially today more than ever, is, what are you going to be doing at work? Is it a stale environment, or are you doing different things? So what's your typical day look like? Do you even have a typical day?
Yeah, so it does definitely change the longer you're there for. When you're first starting out, you get put on sort of the register and learn how to work the menu. Your customer skills get developed, and you're learning how to work the menu is basically your main thing, because it's really complicated, a lot of things on it. But after you've done that for a little while, you can get moved back to backpack, which is like the drive-through pretty much. Much more fast paced. You got to be more organized, good communication. And then there's also like making burgers. That's also something that you would have to learn to do. Not everyone does. Some people would do it. And then out the back, you could also be on potato and gravy, making that, putting the times on it, doing all that correctly. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. And my sort of shift would consist of just doing burgers most of the time for like that peak time. A lot of preparation for that. When it's peak time, you need to have stuff ready. You can't be empty on anything. Everything's got to be there and ready for you to do for that 3 hours of peak. And then after that, you could close, you could finish after that. It sort of just depends on where you're at, what shifts you're doing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it definitely sounds like there's a lot to do to keep you interested. And what about you, Ammaelah? What do you find? Are you similar to Dempsey, or what's your deal with your typical day if you have one?
Yeah, I completely agree. Every shift is different because you could be rostered on different areas. At the moment, I'm getting cross-trained. So just because I've got my qualification, I'm also learning a different area within the store. So cross-training is where you're learning front and drive-through and also becoming a cook. So every day is different. One shift I could be in the drive-through working with peak and the customers, and then the other hand I could be cooking the chicken that is ready for the customers. So understanding different parts of the store is really handy, and I really enjoy both sides.
Perfect. And last question I wanted to leave you both on today, and I think it's probably the most important question that I'll ask you today. Favourite item on the menu, favourite meal? Ammaelah, I'll start with you. Do you have a favourite? Is it like picking a favourite pet or a favourite child or anything like that? Do you have something, or is it too hard to choose?
Yeah, honestly, it depends on the day. Even like this week, I think this week it's a twister. Other days it could be a burger. And I love a good chocolate mousse.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Dempsey, what about you, mate? What's on the top of your list?
I'm definitely going to have to go with burgers and twisters. I do take myself to be quite the burger connoisseur. I like to make my own creations. I'm pretty good at it as well. I've been doing burgers for a couple of years now. So I understand all the spices and all the different flavors. So I love to just every burger is different kind of, and some nice salty chips to go with it. That'll do me there.
No, very nice, mate. I'm with you there on the salty chips. Always love when they chuck on a bit extra. It's always a very nice surprise when you open the bag and you've got some extra salty chips, that's for sure. But no, guys, in all seriousness, it's been great chatting with you both today. Great learning about your own stories, how you came into KFC, what the traineeships like, and what you've learned from that. It's been really interesting to hear. So Dempsey, thank you so much. Ammaelah, thank you so much. And look forward to seeing you both out there, hopefully in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.